So when I first started, I knew I wanted to get into print. So print was always something that I grew up with, and I feel like that's part of me. I really want to show my clients the importance of print. Even when I first started, the photos weren't that great, but I still printed them on into album. And then when I met them for their consultation, I had a physical album for them to let them flip through. And now I'll walk through them like, okay, this is what you would get with the album. And then I went through of different variations of how I offered albums. So in the beginning it was more like, oh, it's an option, you can add it later. But as the time goes, I can get the flow going. So I was actually including an album into my most popular package. So then when I sell my packages, I tell them, oh, this is my most popular one. And then, but plus you almost pretty much get the starter album for free. So it gets you an album to start with. And then if you really don't want to spend any extra after, you can have the minimum. But if you do, then you have something to keep. And I explained that these albums are lab tested to last 200 years, and it's for you to pass down to your kids and your grandkids and so on. So I use that to show my clients how important it is. And then plus on top of that, I also explain to them, like, because the most common question I always get is, how many photos do I get right on a wedding day? So then I'll tell them, okay, on average like 50 or 60 an hour, right? So probably around 600-700 photos. But sometimes I said, but most of the time I over deliver. And then so I will ask them, like, what do you think you would be doing with 1,000 photos, right? 1,000 photos. And they're like, oh, they don't really have a good answer instead of like just looking through them. So then I said the whole point of making an album for you is that when your friends or family come visit you and they want to see your wedding photos, it's not like you're going to load like 1,000 photos on your TV, right? And hey, let's go through the entire gallery. So then I said that this is the best way to do it is I can sit down with you and then we can pull all your favorites into an album. And then that way when they come, they can sit there on your couch, you guys can enjoy the album together and that kind of thing. So yeah, that's how I get the album sales going.